What's going on, everybody? I'm DA back again with the second half of the double HBO Boxing After Dark doubleheader with Toshiaki Nishioka versus Nonito Donaire. Man, I struggled through this entire fight. It was good in spots. You know what I mean? But first off, I'll break it down as far as weight, all the way down to the end of the fight. Okay, the fight was for the 122-pound title, the diamond belt. I think this was like a WBC diamond belt they had on the line or something. Donaire weighed in at 121.8 pounds. Nishioka weighed the same. Post weigh-ins, Donaire stepped on the scale tonight at 127 pounds. Nishioka stepped on the pounds at a clean 130. All right. Weight aside, Nishioka in Japan I guess he has a big following. He was 8 years undefeated. That's a pretty clean record depending on who you actually fought. Were they bums or were they considered bums? Were they top opponents? I'm believing more of the former than the latter. The first round, Nonito Donaire was keeping his distance. Nishioka was holding up, the left hand to protect, I guess, from Nonito's left hand. The right hand. And Nishioka had a really low punch output. You know what I mean? It's like I was watching Corey Spink's fight or something. The punch output was extremely low for Nishi. He made the fight really stale. It was the wrong fight to follow up with Rios, especially after the Rios and Alvarado fight. It was the wrong fight to follow up with. Nishioka the whole night was guarding from the left hook, but he was being hit by the right and uppercuts, which I found a little odd. I would have thought his corner would have told him to hold his guard up a little more, be a little bit more active. He was doing neither. The only time Nishioka actually became active was when he was being pressed and he was being punched. And then that's when the only time he actually threw something and he kind of egged Donaire on, like, come on, but he wasn't really doing anything at all. Like I said, Nishioka did make the fight. The whole night, Nishioka was looking for the one big punch, as Kellerman pointed out, as well as Roy Jones. The sixth round, Nishioka was knocked down by a right uppercut. That was probably the most action of the entire fight, was in the sixth round. It was a left uppercut. Nishioka had the high guard up, and Donaire just came from underneath with the left uppercut and dropped him. To me, it seemed that the low output from Nishioka I think he was shell-shocked from the crowd. I think everyone around him, the arena, being in a foreign spot, I think it just really all came to him and really maybe gave him the jitters, I guess you could say. Donaire, to me, that as one of the boxing writers pointed out before the fight even happened, that it's supposed to be a high-intensity chess match. I mean, yes, there was a lot of intensity on Donaire's part, because I believe Donaire was looking for Nishioka to be active. So, could you notice how Donaire, the adrenaline was pumping, and Nishioka was just kind of chilling there, looking at him and whatnot. He wasn't really doing too much, and Donaire ended up making the fight happen on his own, which was probably the necessary move for him. But at the same time, he was throwing a lot of unnecessary shots. I mean, I think at one time he backhanded Nishioka. It could have been frustration. He might have been a little bit fed up with how inactive his opponent was. It could have been a lot of things. But later on down the line, in round 9, the corner, Donaire hit him with a good shot, dropped him. Then the corner threw in the towel. So it wasn't there. Well, the corner came in, threw in the towel, helped him up, all that stuff. It was a boring fight, to say the least. I hate to say that about Donaire because I am a Donaire fan, but it was a really boring fight. Obviously, rounds 1 through 9, up until the time he was TKO'd, Donaire was winning every round. There was really no round I could score even or even edge to Nishioka because of the low punch output. He didn't make the fight. Yada yada yada. I honestly believe that at some point Donaire really needs to move up in weight. He needs to move up in weight. fight bigger opponents that are going to give him more of a challenge, because the kid has tremendous skills. He's a crazy athletic. He has all the talent in the world to be definitely a top 5 pound for pound, if he's not one already. You know, he just needs to fight better opponents. You know, as I said, more active opponents, more dangerous opponents, someone that's actually going to give him a challenge and make him fight. But all in all, this video is going to be pretty short. I really don't have anything else to say about this fight. Good win for Donaire. I'm proud of him. I look forward to his next bout. You know, but, you know, until my next video, as I always say, like, dislike, comment, say whatever you feel about the fight. You know, I'm sure I'll join in the conversation with a few of you. But until then, I'm out of here. Peace.